Hello, all, and welcome back to The Council. I am Ben, your host for this week, and it is my honor to be the moderator for the debut episode of The Council Season 2. We missed you all so very much over our break, and I, as well as I'm sure all of my fellow council members, are chomping at the bit to get back talking all things movies with you, which we actually will be doing this season, as one of the many exciting things that we're going to be doing is inviting you on the show as a special guest for an episode with us, and we can't wait for that to start next week. Also, happy Election Day! This is filming beforehand, but will be going up on Election Day, and yes, that will be factoring into today's discussion. However, before we get into all that, let's give the council a chance to reintroduce themselves, shall we? Unfortunately, though, just one quick thing. Anthony couldn't make it this week, but he will be back next week. So, joining me today is Natalia.
Hello, everybody. Good to be back. Very excited.
Yousef.
Guys, vote. Make sure you guys vote for November 3rd.
Liam.
I'm ready for my close-up.
Yousef.
Hello. I didn't know we were supposed to prepare something, so... Yo.
You know, just say hi. Yeah.
Yeah.
What up? And
I wasn't prepared.
I hope you all will join me in welcoming brand new member Sohail to the council. So say hi to Sohail and introduce yourself to everyone.
Hello everyone, it's a pleasure to be a member of the council. We're going to have so much fun.
100%. So, it's November, and while it is very early days, as of right now, we pretty much know all of the films that will be releasing between now and the Oscar eligibility date that are aiming to be nominated for this year's most coveted award, Best Picture. While, as we said, it is very early, the council and I thought we should take a look at the top 3 candidates most likely to be nominated for Best Picture this year. From old favourites to sudden surprises, here's how we stand on November 3rd for the 2020 Oscar race in 2020, where things are certainly destined to change. So, speaking first is Sohail. Sohail, what do you think?
Well, first of all, I haven't been to the movies since March, and I can really vouch for other people to who feel the same way. So I had quite a bit of trouble picking up on what movies I should put on my list. So I'll give you these 3. I'll be brief. First, I think The Five Bloods. This was really good. Spike Lee, an Oscar winner already, directed this movie, so that'll help its awards chances. The other reason why I'm confident it'll earn a Best Picture nomination is because of the late Mr. Chadwick Boseman. His performance may have not been of leading caliber, but his death does, as it came as a shock to everyone, I think it will boost its chances even further. My second movie, I'll go for Bad Boys for Life. If it gets really dry and no movies ever again, I'm telling you, I had a really bad time coming up with this list, so don't laugh. If it gets really dry, I'm just saying. My third movie, it hasn't come out yet, but I think Disney is going to push for Soul. It's been a really long time since an animated movie was in the Best Picture category. Still, I can definitely see this as a possibility because the premise is good and the trailers were mesmerizing so far. I'm glad I made everyone laugh at the second.
I think the Soul pick is fair, although I'm not sure how it stands now after it got Disney Plus. I'm not sure if that's going to hurt it or not. But
I think that would,
overall,
I mean, I think that, the Oscars would look at streaming movies in their roster, so maybe it'll hurt it, maybe it won't. We just have to see.
Yeah, I believe they have already said any movie that was initially intended for theatrical release, if it's been pushed to streaming or PVOD, they will still consider it as
Well, yeah, but
exceptional circumstances.
I think they will, it's still eligible, but I don't think, particularly because it's Disney and a lot of people don't like Disney right now for how they're conducting business, and that's a whole other conversation I don't want to get into. But I don't. I mean, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. But I think best animated picture for sure. I don't know about best picture in general, because there's also a lot of other movies that should get nominated.
It should, but I mean, the schedule's been off this year, and I haven't really seen a movie since March. So that's just where I stand, and hopefully by December we should see, or January, we should see more movies in this bunch, and I'm excited to see them because I really miss movies, man.
Yeah, they've extended the cut-off date as well, haven't they?
Is it?
Yeah.
Okay, then Bad Boys for Life is scrapped.
No, I think it's any films that were released
Worst
from
picture.
January last year through February this year. I think I'm not
Yeah.
sure. But yeah, that's what with what Yousef said about Disney. That's kind of what I meant.
Awful.
It'll be like considered, but I think that any chance Soul had in getting into Best Picture, I think is probably finished now. But yeah, animated feature totally. So Natalia, what is your list?
This list was a little tough because I just forgot that a lot of the movies that came out, not that they were forgettable, but it's just like time is a construct, and I
They
don't
were a little
appreciate it.
forgettable.
But my list, I actually just ended up looking at it again, and I added a bunch. So I open with, obviously, To Five Bloods, because duh. I then go with The Trial of the Chicago 7, which will be coming back up once we get later on into the show. The Boys in the Band, just because I saw it and I was like, oh yeah, that was good. I don't think it'll get anything, but just to put it in there to have something. I did end up putting in Ma Rainey's Black Bottom, which I'm very excited for, and One Night in Miami, which I'm going to see, I think, on Halloween, which is very, very exciting.
Ooh.
They all just they look good. The ones that I have seen, good. The Boys in the Band, it was good. But all the other ones, I'm a bit more excited for.
I actually agree with that list. You know, there's actual Oscar movies in there. You know, I'm not necessarily sure how Bad Boys will fare, but I think that Natalia's list is a bit more Academy friendly. Liam, what is on your list?
I think the best option for a Oscar nomination this year is Birds of Prey.
My ass.
I don't.
It wasn't
Maybe
a
for the
bad movie,
Razzie.
let's be honest.
I'm going
It wasn't that
to
bad.
stab your eyes out.
It was
with
pretty
a
bad. The movie itself was okay, but
It's
I
entertaining.
went in to hate the movie, but I came out thinking it was actually alright.
Yeah, I didn't have that luck. I went
And
in
the-
wanting to enjoy it.
the movie was just such a big
Didn't.
failure.
At least I enjoyed
Anyway.
it, let's be honest.
So, what I actually think is, I do agree on nearly all of Natalia's. Literally, that. I have one that isn't on Natalia's. I also had Boys in the Band. I also had Trial of the Chicago 7.
Yeah.
I also had One Night in Miami, and I also had Ma Rainey's Black Bottom. But even though personally I didn't enjoy it, I do think this could give Nolan a chance. With Tenet.
Yeah.
Shut up for a
Begrudgingly.
second, because Yousef, Liam, shut up, you're wrong, because I saw Tenet 3 times. I saw it twice in IMAX. If you see Tenet, I highly recommend that you do not see that movie in IMAX. It is impossible to
no.
understand.
The audio mix on all of Nolan's films kind of suck, but particularly this one. But it's still a really good
Not
movie.
like real bad.
Yeah.
I still
I
don't
saw
know
it-
Cheap anyway,
what they
so
said on the
wouldn't do
board.
it.
I saw this
And
movie in
neither do I.
standard format, you know, like just regular. I saw it pretty recently, and it was the best time I'd ever seen it because I knew what the hell was going on. So
Yeah, IMAX is not good.
yeah, do not see Tenet in IMAX. It's a great experience, but if you do see it in IMAX, I know it's probably a bit late now, I would recommend seeing it in standard format first so that you know what happens and then enjoy the experience. I did it twice in IMAX, then standard format, so probably wasn't the best. But Tenet, considerably, I've changed my tune because, you know, it is a disaster trying to understand that film in IMAX. A disaster. So that Tenet review, just forget everything I said. I like that movie a lot now. Yousef,
Yes,
back on
I
to you.
will.
Oh, sorry, Liam. Liam, do you have any more?
Yeah, I'm not done. No, I'm done. Go off, sis.
Okay. So, unlike all of you, I got a chance to attend TIFF virtually, so I got to see a lot of okay, you know what, guys? Maybe anyway, whatever.
No,
So
I'm just playing.
Yeah, no, I know. It's okay.
Did you wish all the Canadian
Um,
memberships?
so I got to see a lot of the Oscar films at TIFF, and I think some of them are much clearer front runners than others. I think Nomadland is for sure 100% going to be a front runner for Best Picture. I think if we're talking about top 3 front runners, I think Nomadland, One Night in Miami, and Trial of the Chicago 7. I think those 3 for sure are going to get nominated. I don't think Nomadland or Chicago 7 are going to win. And I'll explain why in a second. I think One Night in Miami has the best shot of winning Best Picture because it's very topical for right now. Everybody loves Regina King. And quite frankly, I think Best Picture is probably if we're being democratic about how we're giving out these awards, it's probably one of the only awards it's going to get because of, like, they still do preferential voting, right, for Best Picture? Could someone... Yeah. Shaking head or nodding heads. Yes. So I think this is going to be everybody's number 2 because I think Nomadland is really, really good, but you're either going to love it or you're really going to hate it. And it's also very timely right now because, you know, it deals with part of America that, like, people don't really talk about and they feel really alienated right now, which is important to showcase, but it's real slow. So if you're not into it, you're not going to be into it at all. So I think people are either going to love it or hate it. I think that's going to win Best Director. By far, easily, Chloe Zhao, she's gonna win that. Trial of Chicago 7, best screenplay. I mean, there's nothing that well written right now, but I think in terms of, like, the actual directing of the film, it's not the strongest, and also because it's so divisive, I think again it's gonna be people are either gonna really love it or really hate it. But all 3 of those movies are really strong. I mean, people are going to be like, like old white people. Old white people are going to be like, I don't know, riots.
Are you team ACAB or are you not?
My film teacher said this the other day, and I love this, because we were talking about, like, diversity in the Oscars, and he's like, everybody needs to stop whining. When these old white people die off, like, then we're going to get diversity. And I was like, yep, he's got it. He said it's not like 90210. We're not going to solve it in 30 minutes. Anyway, other films. I think Netflix.
90210 was an hour.
Okay, I'll let him know. I'll correct him. I think Netflix has a lot of films. Like, for example, a lot of you said Defy Bloods. I don't think Defy Bloods is gonna get Best Picture. I think
Correct.
I think with Chadwick Boseman, it's gonna be Ma Rainey's Black Bottom. I think Defy Bloods came out way too long ago. It did not do particularly well. They didn't really push it. It's not, you know, I think if anything comes out of Defy Bloods is Delroy Lindo. I don't think it's going to get Best Picture or anything like that. Other films because Netflix went on a buying spree. They bought everything at the festival circuit. So, like, Concrete Cowboy, any other studio, I would have said maybe, but now with Netflix, it's not going to be a priority for them because it's good, but it's not, like, really good. You know what I mean? Same thing with Pieces of a Woman.
Didn't they also get the Vanessa Kirby?
Yeah, Pieces of a Woman. I think that's going to be Best Acting. I think that's going to get a lot of acting. I don't think it's going to get Best Picture. So, yeah. And also, I don't think Soul's going to get Best Picture. I'm sorry. But that's where I'm at. Trial of Chicago 7, One Night in Miami, Nomadland.
Yeah, I think, Yousef, you definitely kind of hit the nail on the head. I'm next, but before I do, I think everyone who said The Boys in the Band's going to get nominated is dreaming. There's no way that movie's getting anything. If I'm wrong...
If The Boys in the Band can get nominated, The Chain can get nominated. Let's be real here.
Yeah, exactly.
No, I think be fair.
I'm being fair. I'm being reasonable.
No, you're not.
Okay.
The only reason that I ended up putting that in there was because I was going like I was just looking at Wikipedia and all the movies that I was like that I saw. I just like subconsciously put that in there just for memories.
Yeah.
But I do know that I won't be getting anything.
But you,
And
yeah.
also with Defy Bloods, I kind of do feel that a little bit. Um, but mainly just because that was so long ago. And if we're going to end up going with something that's going to be a bit more recent
Hmm.
and
Hmm.
a bit more, I don't know. There's a timely quality to the Five Bloods, and I feel like there's also going to be a bit more of a timely quality with Ma Rainey's Black Bottom, mainly just because of Chadwick Boseman's last project.
Hmm.
Um, so, but I could feel like a lot of us are going to have more of a connection to Ma Rainey's Black Bottom because it's his final project.
Yeah. And I think you also have to realize like these award show, like this particular award show is not going to be happening for a long time. So everybody's like, oh, there's no movies coming out. Birds of Prey, Sonic, The Gentleman, Invisible Man, Bad Boys. Like, I think there's going to be a lot of films coming out between now and then. Some that haven't even been screened yet, like Bruised, Halle Berry's directorial debut. That's coming out, so maybe that'll get some nominations. So yeah, I think, and it's a very strong year for documentaries, by the way. A lot of really good documentaries. But yeah, I don't think like a lot of the earlier films are gonna get nominated just because people aren't gonna remember them, and like we've gone through so much this year that we're not gonna remember anything before March.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think for
I
me,
agree.
Boys in the Band was more of just like a hope
yeah.
because I know the history of it,
I have one hope
and I
as well.
think for
Don't get it wrong.
once it would be nice to have something like that there,
Mm-hmm.
if that makes
I
sense.
didn't. Yeah, I didn't watch
Is
it,
it
so I
going to
don't
be
know if it's good or not.
10 nominations, do you think?
They goddamn
Yeah.
better be. I hate when they do 9 and 8.
No,
But
they
what
officially
Yousef said.
they announced it's going to be 10.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's good.
Oh, good.
Hopefully
But-
they'll concede one space to one movie where the mainstream are thinking.
Yeah, but I don't think it's gonna be a Netflix movie because they have so much to push
Yeah.
awards wise that it's like, again, if any other studio had these films, then maybe, but it's all Netflix.
Cuffs and Tenet. I think Tenet could be that movie.
Oh yeah, Tenet. I forgot to mention Tenet.
Yeah.
Because also the whole narrative around it, you know, it's saved movie theaters
Yeah.
and shit. That's gonna.
I'm
It did-
I'm trying
it
to
did- it
figure out
actually-
when I
it
can
did
They
watch
though.
didn't
it.
say movie theaters.
Okay, but it
Joseph's right.
didn't save movie theaters, but it helped them reopen. And I think
It tried,
Warner Brothers is
and
gonna
it tried.
push that. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they tried. With what Yousef said, in a typical Oscar year, if you release in August, that's considered like forever ago. If you release like in March, just before the pandemic, like The Way Back, like I think The Way Back in an alternate reality and in a fair world, like maybe for an actor or something, but this is never going to happen anymore. And this award ceremony, I think people need to grow up and realize that there should not be an Oscar ceremony this year. It's just that that shouldn't happen. It's not responsible, and I think they should just give out the awards at the ceremony. But
They
Uh,
should, they
I
should
don't
do it
agree
like
with
the
that.
Emmys. The Emmys was really
Yeah.
successful, and
was.
everyone tuned in for that. I mean, obviously the numbers, like viewing wise, is going to dip, and
But they've
It's
been
a big
hitting it
weird
for
since
years.
everyone's going to be hip. But yeah, they have, but I think they need to like jazz up a little bit so the Oscars
Well,
can
haven't
find
they,
a way
like,
to
pushed
do
it
that
back?
with the Emmys.
Yeah.
Like loads.
Sorry?
Like, isn't it like March, April time now?
April, yeah.
Yeah. So, I feel like there could be a possibility it is.
I would say
All in
no.
one
but
place.
that's
in
just
They
a
April.
can
cynic in
test
me.
everyone. They can test everyone, but that's going to take ages, and the audience
Yeah.
members you do not know.
No, I don't think
Yeah.
they're gonna have a live ceremony. I don't see that happening. I think it's gonna be the same way they did the Emmys.
Okay, guys, we have two more topics to do, and we still need to get through Joseph and my list. So we're going to keep going, okay? Because I keep losing track, and I'm not going to be able to keep controlling it. So I'm going to just go straight in, and that's Charlotte the Chicago 7, 100% is probably the front runner to be nominated. Then I would say Mank, Nomadland, Hillbilly Elegy, which just looks amazing in my opinion. People were complaining about Hillbilly Elegy. I don't see
The
it.
Ron
I think it
Howard
looks-
movie?
Yes, the Ron Howard movie. It looks incredible.
Oh, I forgot about that one. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
I'm in.
Same, 100% I'm in. Minari as well is another film from A24. A24
I
has
saw
not
it
had a
last
Best
night.
Picture.
It's so good. I saw
Did
Minari last.
you?
It's so freaking beautiful and very sad, but
Oh,
so good.
that encourages me. I'm actually very excited for it because another thing is that for once my town was actually going to get an Oscar movie. We were going to get Ammonite, or I think that's how you say it, or whatever the hell. But we just went into another lockdown and the cinemas closed, and so the one chance I would have had to have gotten ahead of the curve on everyone and actually seen a movie, I didn't get it because it's pandemic. Anyway, that's just a little side thing. Minari, 100%, I think it has momentum, and people don't realize when we hear A24, we think, oh yeah, probably could get it. A24 hasn't had a film nominated since Moonlight, so they won with Moonlight, but they haven't had a nominee since. I'm almost positive about that. So it actually is a bit of a long shot in terms of the studio that it's with, but I think it could do it because it seems like a very good film. Ma Rainey's Black Bottom is another one that I think is locked. One Night in Miami, like sure, Regina King. The Father, News of the World. I think there was a trailer for that the other day. I didn't watch it, but News of the World is just a film that seems like it would get nominated for the Oscar. And then Tenet as well is another film that I think has a possibility. One movie, I think you would call this like a long shot, but a lot of people, for some reason, I'm seeing this at like number 15, 16, 17 in like Oscar rankings on Gold Derby and in Variety and places like that. But for some reason, Palm Springs is actually, people are talking about that. And
The
it's like
time loop?
the time loop movie with Kristen Milioti and Sandberg. Yeah, I can't think of his first name, but yeah, there's
I
actual
wish you could see our
discussion about that.
faces.
Andy
Yeah,
Samberg.
Andy Samberg. Yeah, I was shocked when I found out that people are talking about it, but for some reason, people think Palm Springs has a chance. Maybe at the Golden Globes. I don't know. I mean, it was a great movie. I loved it, but I think that's a bit of a long shot. But it's ranked higher than The Boys in the Band on Variety. So who knows? Maybe it's a dark horse.
Could you imagine someone from Brooklyn Nine-Nine turning up at the Oscars?
I would love it for Kristen Milioti. She's such an amazing actress, and she deserves more work. So I would love that for her. That would make you really happy. Yeah. So Joseph, we don't have Anthony here, so we're finishing up with Joseph. Joseph, what is your list?
Guys, you guys haven't mentioned the movie to beat this year, and that is the controversial film Mulan. No,
My
just kidding,
ass
just kidding.
Mulan's gonna get nominated.
I was so
Oh.
close to blocking you.
Hold on.
No, no,
No,
no.
hold on. I will admit, Joseph, I do think that was a possibility when I thought Mulan was going to be a good movie. I
Oh.
said that I did an Oscar video with Geeky Gator, and I said Mulan is like a dark horse for Best Picture because it looks like a soulful, dramatic film about war and like a character thing, and it was none of that. It was bad. There's no way Mulan's getting anything. Nothing.
Okay,
They're not
before
Other
giving
than
we-
like visual effects.
As the Disney.
Before we anger Liam, okay, just like quality aside, there's so much wrong with that film on a PR standpoint, whether you like it or you don't. There's no way it's gonna get nominated, and
Yeah,
especially because the
I was just
Oscars
about
are
to
on
say.
ABC, people are gonna be like, "Oh, this is Disney, like,
Yeah.
doing whatever."
Yeah.
Can you
I
imagine the
was
headline?
going to say, even as someone
Oscars-
that liked it, it's not getting that far. And I go to the hilt for it because I did enjoy it, but even I can say, not even a possibility after what happened afterwards.
Yeah.
Even
I mean,
even if the PR nightmare that was around it hadn't happened, it was still low, and then the PR nightmare happened around it.
Mm.
At one point, I did have it,
I
but
can
can you
attest.
imagine the headline: Oscars award concentration camp movie? That's never
Yeah.
going to happen
Yeah.
because that will happen. That headline is just
But
begging to
it's-
be wrote.
It's also not even just the concentration camp thing. It's the fact that it's all white people behind the film. It's the fact that it went to
director
premiere
as well.
access. Yeah. It's the fact that it didn't do well. I mean, Borat had more viewers than Mulan. So,
But Borat was
Borat-
controversial in the right way, if you get what I
yeah,
mean.
yeah, yeah. Yeah,
You know what
but
I'm
I'm just saying, when you're Mulan, you should have more viewers than Borat.
True, but they were both terrible movies in my opinion, and I'm muting myself.
I
'cause I'm
liked
gonna go-
Borat. So,
And it cost a lot, let's be
Simple
honest.
as simple does.
Let's just go to Joseph's list, please.
yeah.
Yes, Joseph.
I mean, what else can I say? I think everyone else said everything that I had. Already's Black Bottom. I think that could Chadwick Boseman could win that award. Posthumous, the singer, right? Pos. You know what I mean? The P word. What's it?
Posthumously.
Posthumous.
Posthumously. Thank you. Posthumously. Yeah, One Night in Miami. So a lot of people said that. Nomadland. I'm really excited for that because Chloe Zhao is directing Eternals. I can't wait to see Eternals. I can't wait to see Nomadland. But I think no one mentioned On the Rocks, the movie with Sofia Coppola.
It's not gonna get nominated. I saw it.
You don't
It's
think so?
it's no.
Not
I
even
have
like
zero
for
faith in it.
Summary.
Variety ranks it very high, but I have no faith in it. That's why I didn't talk about it. It's just personal.
People like Sofia Coppola only because she's the daughter of Francis Ford. Like, no offense to her, with all due respect, she has not made any good films except for Lost in Translation. Look at her Rotten Tomatoes, and it's all rotten.
I love her Marie Antoinette.
And I love The Beguiled. The Beguiled was great.
Yeah, well,
Anyway,
a lot of
keep
people
going,
thought this
Joseph.
was her best movie since Lost in Translation. So
That's not saying much.
it could be a dark horse.
That's like saying the
Minari,
McRib is the
someone said
best
that.
burger at McDonald's since the Big Mac or something. I don't know. Yeah.
And I saw a News of the World trailer like a couple days ago. And yeah, I agree with Ben. It does look good. I think it could easily be nominated.
Okay, is that everyone's? Yeah, no one else has any other dark horses. You know, the ridiculous. No, nothing.
Since I didn't know we were allowed to go more than 3, so I'm just gonna rattle some off. I'm not gonna like go into in depth. But Ammonite, I don't think it was very weak at TIFF, so I don't think that's gonna get anything. The Father, it looks interesting. Bruised, maybe Halle Berry's directorial debut. Good Joe Bell, I really love this movie. It's really, really good, but I think having Mark Wahlberg as, your lead isn't the best.
Nope.
Falling, which is Viggo Mortensen's directorial debut, was awful. I don't see that getting anything. Another Round, this was a Danish film or a Polish film or whatever the hell Mads Mikkelsen is, because he's in it. I think that could be a front runner. But other than that, yeah, that's all I want to say.
Okay, so
Before
moving
we
on
go
to
into
topic
the
2.
next,
Go ahead.
sorry, if I can, sorry, you can cut this out, right? But I'm just wondering, when are these movies going to be out to the public? Because
Yeah.
I'm very busy, right? And the cinema's not open, and I'm hearing these movies, they're either on Netflix or whatever streaming, and then I see these dates, March 2021, I'm like, am I really going to wait that long to watch this movie?
Yeah,
I mean,
that's
I
fair.
will, because I'm committed, but I don't know when these movies are going to be hit, for people to watch that are regular moviegoers.
Yeah, I mean, that's the problem with this year. You don't know. That's why a lot of them are going to Netflix. But Nomadland's coming out this year, supposedly. But I think it will. It's a
It
Fox
will.
movie.
It has nothing to lose. It has
Yeah.
nothing to lose.
Oh, it's a Disney movie.
And One
But
Night in
that's just
Miami's
one
Yeah, but
Amazon
it's a
Prime.
Fox
that you
movie.
mentioned. Sorry,
But
that's just
yeah,
my
it's
concern. You
tough.
can continue.
Yeah, no, I
Right?
agree.
No, that's okay. I think it's valid, but I think they're going to have a way. These movies started their ad campaigns when they easily couldn't have them just wait until next year, so they probably have a release schedule or a release strategy planned out. Okay, so moving on to topic number 2. As we brought up earlier in this show, it is in fact Election Day in the United States, a monumental day that only occurs once every 4 years that will determine the future of the country. But while everyone is looking ahead, we thought that we would take a look back at our personal best films about American history and politics as it stands today. So we were going to start with Anthony, and it's kind of a shame that we don't have him because I feel like he'd have the best, most educated, kind of films. So, but we're going to go to the non-American Liam. So Liam, what are your favorite films about American history and politics?
Hi, it's me. So I won't lie, I can't really think of American politic films that I've seen and enjoyed.
Same.
Boo.
I've been through lists of the top 50, and I've only found one that I've seen and enjoyed. And it's not even about real elections. And I
Is
feel
it
like
Bad
this
Boys for
explains
Life?
It is. It's Bad Boys for Life. No, it is.
It's the Reese Witherspoon one, isn't it? Election.
It totally is.
Fucking knew
Oh
it. I
my
knew you'd pick
God.
that movie.
Also, Miss Congeniality. I feel like I'm going to put it out there. It's political.
Legally Blonde.
Okay, so
Would we
we'll
say
just
Legally Blonde was political?
it's about a
Yeah,
courtroom.
it was a dumb. Okay, yeah, I'm putting Legally Blonde in there too.
What is
Okay,
happening?
all right. So we're gonna move on from Liam. We're gonna go to Yousef. Liam, inspired choices. I will say inspired
I know,
choices. But
I know.
Yousef,
Yeah.
you have
I
any
really
actual
pulled
choices?
that.
No, not really. I mean, just like
Oh,
Liam,
nice.
there aren't really any good ones. So I'm just gonna go real quick here. I like Jackie. Jackie, that was the movie with what's her face, Natalie Portman. It was pretty good. Hidden Figures, also pretty good. What else was I gonna say? There was
We're classing Hidden Figures as political.
Yeah.
All right, okay. Hidden
'Cause-
Figures, add that to mine.
It's historical. It's historical.
Also, this isn't historical or like political or anything, but it came out this year and I really liked it and everybody shit on it. Antebellum, I really like that. And you could say it's political because if you've seen the movie, you know what it's about. But that's another one that I like. And then I leave. Goodbye.
Okay, some solid choices there. I think that there are a few really good ones. Jackie is one I completely forgot about, and I looked
Yeah.
it up, and Google didn't even give it to me. So yeah, complete disservice. Jackie is a phenomenal movie. Phenomenal movie. So Sohail, what do you have?
I concur. I mean, that was my third movie to really recommend. It was excellent. I saw it in theaters. Natalie Portman is Jackie to me. I can't see anyone else play her,
Yeah.
to be honest. I love how the movie shows the authentic accounts between Jackie Kennedy and Jack and the inner turmoil of the relationship she had, with her family and at the White House at the time. I'm glad Yousef mentioned Hidden Figures. It's a great historical movie for the United States. I watched it last night with my parents actually, and it holds up very well. My parents enjoyed it. The movie perfectly celebrated the three African American women who were basically the first to pave the road in NASA, and I think that should be celebrated. And I'm really sad it didn't get that much appraisal in its awards season, but it did. It did do well in SAG. I'm very glad about that.
Who
Sohail, when it
distributed
comes
that?
to Fox did. Fox
Oh, okay.
it was their Disney
2000,
shut the
right?
studio. Fox 2000, yeah, they
Yeah.
made great movies. But another thing, Sohail, is that Hidden Figures came out of nowhere. Like there was a bunch of movies that were coming out at the very, very end of that award season, and Hidden Figures was one of them. And it was the only one to break through, and it made so much money, and it just completely like stunned everyone. It got so much love. Deserves it. Phenomenal movie. A great
It was a
Oscar
great story. I'm very happy about that. But the first movie I'd recommend to anyone is Vice. I mean, that movie was well
Oh,
executed.
I
It's terrific.
hated that movie.
Wait, and Christian Bale's portrayal of Cheney, that was the icing of the cake. I'm not really sad that he didn't win Best Actor, but I'm glad he got nominated. I can't express how much I loved it. It was great to me. I did like the political side of it. I'm very at the moment well versed of the American political system. So how they portrayed Cheney and yes, and Bush, I think that is pretty authentic to me. And yes, Yousef, you were going to say something.
He doesn't need to say anything. You perfectly dragged
Okay.
him.
Or not.
All right, well, I'll say something. I have the Vice Blu-ray right here. That's an amazing film. I love Vice. Joseph's supposed to go next, but I'm going to go next because I kind of want to. So, Hidden Figures. I love Hidden Figures. It's such a good movie. It's one of my favorite movies. I'll never forget seeing that in cinemas. It was a theater. It's different than a cinema, but I saw Hidden Figures. Loved it. It's actually one of my favorite movies. It's so good. Janelle Monáe is such an amazing actress. I love her so much. Vice, Vice, I wanted to be the first to say that because I knew that I know not a lot of people like it, but for some reason people really hate Vice. They kind of shit on Vice, and I'm like, Vice is amazing. It was like
Because
one
it
of the
is
only good
bad.
movies nominated for Best Picture that year. Like, I wanted that movie to win. I was rooting
One
for it.
hundred
Because
percent, one
yeah,
hundred
like,
percent agree with you, Ben.
thank you. You know, like Vice, just for me personally, it was the only one that I actually saw that kind of stuck with me. Like, I liked A Star Is Born and stuff. Um, I thought some of them were good. I thought Green Book was fine, but like winning, no. Roma, I loved. So the only ones I really liked were Roma and Vice and A Star Is Born. The rest could have been completely different movies. And out of all of those, I always root for the underdog. Vice was the underdog that season because it was, it had the lowest chance of winning. It was always ranked number 8 on Gold Derby. Sad. But Vice is a phenomenal movie. Amy Adams should have won the Oscar. I know people love Regina King. Uh, I did not watch that Beale Street Could Talk, so I wanted Amy Adams to win, and I really wanted her to win because she's amazing and she deserves it, and she was amazing in Vice. Vice is an incredible film. It's another one of my favorites of 2018, and another one of my personal favorites. It's amazing. I love that. And I have one more, and then I have a question for you all. So another one that people really kind of hated on as well, but it did get 2 Oscar nominations last year, is Harriet. I love Harriet. Cynthia Erivo is a great actress. The movie itself is solid, like it's fine, but Cynthia Erivo just did a phenomenal job, and I'm glad that she got the recognition she deserved with all of those nominations. Critics' Choice, she got Golden Globe, Oscar. Love Cynthia Erivo. I wanted her to win the Oscar for song. She deserved it. Harriet is a very good film. I have a question for you all. Hollywood loves to make biopics. They like to make political biopics. So they made a movie like Vice. If they ever did, because you know this will likely happen, if they ever did a Hillary Clinton biopic, because you know that someone's planning that somewhere, who do you think would play her? I was thinking
Meryl.
maybe Meryl Streep.
Chelsea Clinton.
I would think Frances McDormand could do a good job.
No.
Oh
Yeah.
no,
No.
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 Flop some
an
peanut
effort
butter.
was made.
They'd have to go very young.
effort
Actually, I
was
can
made.
see that.
The Arkansas days. I'm thinking they should cast well, they could do like a time jump in the movie, in the biopic.
Yeah.
But we'll wait a couple of years for that movie. I don't know.
Aren't they
Maybe
doing
they
Hillary's
could,
story
either-
on Feud or a American something
Yeah,
story?
but American Crime Story, no
Yeah.
way Ryan Murphy's going to go after the Clintons. No way. No way that's happening.
Yeah, Jeffrey Epstein, guys, come on.
Maybe they could wait a few years for Amy Adams.
Wait, hold
to
on. They'll
reach
probably kill us if we keep talking. So, Joseph, your list.
out. So when I think of political films, I thought of the Michael Moore documentaries, Fahrenheit 9/11. Yeah.
I'm sorry, Joseph. I completely forgot about those movies and Al Gore's movies. Al Gore did great ones too. Al Gore, Michael Moore,
Inconvenient
two.
Truth.
Inconvenient Truth and the Inconvenient Sequel. Yeah,
Are
sorry,
you
go ahead.
Are you ethereal about Al Gore?
Yeah.
Member
Uh,
peg. We all must protect ourselves against member peg.
Go ahead, Joseph. But yes, Joseph, everyone's 100% right. Watch those movies.
But outside of documentaries, there's a movie no one thought. I'm surprised no one thought about it. Excuse me. It was nominated for Best Picture a couple years ago. It was directed by Steven Spielberg. That is Lincoln.
Oh,
Daniel
I
Day-Lewis.
won't lie, I
hell of a
didn't
performance.
watch that one,
I didn't
but
want to
you know,
either.
I'm
Yusuf
glad
got
for
so
Daniel
excited, and then
Day-Lewis.
he became
I-
so defeated.
because at first I
Which
thought he was
movie
talking
did
about The
you watch?
Post, and I completely forgot
Oh,
about
no.
that movie.
No, I hate the post.
Oh my
I
God!
really
Wait,
like The
the
Post.
Hold on, you
Oh.
like the post?
That was quite
That
good.
movie,
Yeah,
that
I
movie's
watched it when I was
awful.
sick, and it
I
helped
love
me.
The
No, it
Post.
was boring.
I'm
Ben.
sorry. I could barely sit through that film. It was horrible, god awful. I would never put that on my list. Go ahead, sir.
Wait, who liked the
I've
post?
seen neither.
And also, this is directed by oh my God, what's her name? Oh, I'll just say it. Selma. Martin Luther King movie.
Oh, Ava DuVernay,
Ava
Never
DuVernay.
Duvane. I forgot her name.
Miss I'm a Part of Everything.
Yes. that
I,
one.
I run Hollywood. I have my fingers in all the Hollywood pies. Like, in all
Yes.
pies.
Yes, that person.
That's my pie. I've touched that pie.
Yeah, David Oyelowo. Am I pronouncing his name right?
David
David
Oyelowo.
Yellow.
Oyelowo. He got snubbed for best actor. Like, especially the Oscar so white situation. How did they not nominate him?
Cause he's black. Someone had to say it.
You're not supposed to say the truth, Yousef.
Hold on, they nominated the dude who directed Foxcatcher over Ava DuVernay for Best Director. That is a disgrace of a year.
Is it not probably because she's a bitch?
Probably.
I have not said a single thing about Ava DuVernay, nor will I.
Ah,
We
well.
haven't even finished this segment. Can we wrap it up?
Yeah, I'll give it to my friend Natalia. It was right next to me right now. Well,
No, you're
for-
also right next to me. I
I'm in the middle of you.
Jackie. Hit it. Shut up. It's my turn to talk. I have Jackie. I have Hidden Figures. I have Spike Lee's 1992 Malcolm X. I love Me, a Black Communist. I have Selma. I love how I put those two together. I also have Harvey Milk. Do you guys remember that? The Sean Penn movie from ages ago?
I have no
fell
clue.
He's nodding.
I have a
The
distaste
only
for
thing
that
I
movie.
remember from it is the controversy it got for Best Actor when it
Yes,
stole
that
it from.
I have a distaste for that film because
I
of
forgot
that.
who it
He
was.
won over
for
Mickey
Mickey
Rourke.
Rourke.
It's so sad.
That's, yeah.
Yeah.
And the one that none of you have said, which I'm very surprised by, is the Trial of the Chicago Seven. Why not?
Because
is
I
it,
I already
haven't
talked
watched it
about
yet.
it.
I
haven't
haven't
watched
watched
it
it
yet.
yet. I won't lie.
You haven't watched it. I've seen it
What?
twice.
what?
When these movies release on Netflix, I have very little drive to watch them anymore.
That's
Sorry.
fair.
I'll watch it
I
at
I
some
haven't
point.
seen
Yeah.
any of the
Fair
Netflix
enough.
movies that they've released, but this one came to theaters, so
The Five Bloods.
Oh,
I
this
haven't
was a
seen The Five Bloods
Netflix
yet.
film?
Yeah.
oh my
Sorry,
god,
I've been
Excellent.
busy. That's my excuse. Right?
fair.
So I really love this film, not from a directing standpoint because it's just fine. I love the words that Christopher Nolan writes. He's so good with them words.
Aaron Sorkin,
And also, Sorkin. What did I say? Nolan.
Christopher
Nolan.
Nolan.
I'm still way back from when you guys were yelling about Tenet. ACAB. That's what it is. It's just ACAB. And ironically enough, it was also because that day when we watched it, or maybe it was like the day before, my mom and my family, my nuclear family, had a conversation about ACAB, and we're just like, nope, ACAB, and they were like, nope, no, but ACAB and fuck the judicial system. Peace out. Bye.
Yes. Hmm.
That should be the
I could-
ending.
I might make a snarky comment about a certain Democratic nominee and writing bills about crime, but I'm not going to. And instead, we're going to move on to topic number 3. So, topic 3. And now we come to the final segment of the day. Over our break, a lot of news broke, and we really don't have time for all of it. But we thought, what about the really controversial stuff? Sorry, Glow being cancelled by Netflix. No Time to Die being shopped around to streaming services, but you're both too basic for this segment. Well, we would like to now reintroduce you to a segment that we like to call Do We Really Need This? Where we take a look. Oh, sorry. Do we really need that? Do we really need that? It's where we take a look at current industry news and discuss if it's something that we actually need or care about. It's an open discussion, so anyone can join in at any time. And without further ado, let's get right into it with topic number 1. Oh, credit to Natalia for coming up with this, by the way.
It was not originally going to be this. It was going to be tremendously political, but we moved it into movies.
It was. Yes. Natalia's right there. And we might still do that, but separately. So, first topic. Cleopatra remake from the Wonder Woman team. Do we really need that?
Absolutely not.
No.
The
There's already another
continuation
one.
of having Hollywood making Cleopatra every, I don't know, however many, they just keep doing it. It's unnecessary.
It's
It
like
just
every
gives them
20
an
years.
excuse to put a it just gives them an excuse to put a white person as a lead. There are so many other amazing African queens and pharaohs and everyone that you could do, but then they're just like, nope, we're gonna go with Cleopatra. Bitch, Hephaestus is right freaking there.
Yeah.
Oh,
I think it's a
Let me just-
landmine that they don't need to touch. Like,
Yes.
you're not both parties are gonna be unhappy either way you go, in terms of where Cleopatra's from. And Angelina Jolie's already making a movie, so I don't understand. And also, does Gal Gadot really need more controversy after the whole "let's sing"? Yeah.
Are they going to sing?
Oh, the
No, remember she
she
sang
sang,
in the
Oh,
that
right.
stupid
I was
video.
like,
We
Imagine
can't
video.
sing it ourselves because
oh,
obviously
that song,
copyright.
yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, she was
I-
stupid to do that.
I feel bad for her for that. I will say, I think this
Um,
team is wasting their time. There's definitely better things that both of them can be doing. However, I wouldn't
Wonder
like
Woman
Patty
3,
Jenkins,
guys.
Wonder Woman 3, literally anything else.
If Wonder
I would
Woman
like
2
to
ever
see-
comes out.
Yeah. The
Let me just
recent
say
news.
this.
Go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah, let me just, sorry. I don't see any reason why Patty Jenkins is going to be directing this film, right? The actress, I mean, let's be honest, okay? She can't act in a regal or sophisticated way, which we know Cleopatra to be, right? That's full stop, right? Even if they got the whole cast and crew perfectly fine in PR, or even a great cast, right? I still don't see why she has to come back. Cleopatra needs to come back to the big screen. They need to think originally from now on. I'm tired of the same old now and again. They're going to remake the MCU movies when I'm 40, and I don't think I'm going to be fine for that. But, it's going to happen. But when you do too many remakes, and this is what I hate about Disney, just as a little segue to Disney, they keep remaking their animated movies. Some bang, but some are really bad. And that starts with the letter A, and I'm not going to say it. So I think the whole industry needs to think originally, ask the writers to come up with new ideas or or old historical people, pharaohs or leaders that have never been on a big screen before, like Nefertiti.
Nefertiti, Hatshepsut, I keep mispronouncing her name. I would really like it if we have just not Cleopatra. I don't understand. I don't know. It also just brings to light how much a lot of the excavation and exploitation of North Africa does a lot to kind of erase that it's black. Like, I really hate that. Just please, just do like Hatshepsut or Nefertiti or just like someone who isn't white as a lead
Yeah,
for
focus on
your
another
North
region,
African film.
Yeah.
Or, yeah, just
Question.
focus on a region. Yes.
But just
Paul, everyone keeps on saying, why do they keep remaking? And why do they keep
because it makes
rehashing?
money.
When
Full
I don't
stop.
think this one will
Was
make money.
the
I won't
last
lie.
Oh yeah.
Cleopatra
1963.
movie?
Yeah,
What was
What?
it?
like in the
When
60s.
was the last
he's asking.
Cleopatra movie?
I don't know.
It was Elizabeth Taylor, wasn't
Liz
it?
Taylor?
Look, I can agree it was a
So,
while
Like,
ago.
Yeah, but
It's an extremely long time ago. Cleopatra is still to this day one of the biggest queens of that region. Yes, there is
Yes. Mhm.
controversy surrounding who she was, what her ethnicity was.
Mhm.
It's an extremely small group of people that believe her to have been of the main African ethnicity.
Yeah, sure, but like, why not cast?
Everyone
If you're gonna do it again, why not
agrees.
cast a black actress? I mean, like, if you're gonna be doing
Because
something new
everyone
and
No,
agrees.
original,
but then people are gonna
Because
be
You'd have to
upset.
do it historically correct, and
yeah.
No,
that's
but
why they.
that's the
And
issue
Gal
with
Gadot
Cleopatra
is
is you
But
don't
Gal
know
near-
know what she is.
Nia.
Well,
She
Lady
has-
Gaga's more near than Gal. I'll be honest.
Okay,
no.
no.
She is, because
Okay.
she's Mediterranean.
That's not true, and you know
It
it.
is true. She's Italian.
Sohail,
Hold on.
no.
I'm not saying I'm excited,
Hold on.
but let me wait.
Yeah.
See, when Liam said how many remakes, I agree. There's only been one, but Lady Gaga's gonna do one. That's gonna tire people out. So
Angelina
that's
Jolie.
Lady Gaga is the Cleopatra, the Angelina Jolie one.
Yeah.
It's back and forward between, is it going to be Gaga, is it going to be Angelina? It was Angelina originally, then they thought she was possibly too old, so they considered Lady Gaga. I think the
is that in fruition?
But like with this idea of remakes, with what Sohail said earlier, he said that Disney does them, they should try to be original. Well, they tried to be original with a movie like Christopher Robin. They tried to reimagine that with like a really grounded new take on it, and
Yeah,
it
but
made
that was
no
a
money.
reimagine. That wasn't original.
Okay,
Christopher
but
Robin
like we
so
can nitpick
far.
all we want, but at the end of the day,
Yeah.
again, Hollywood is a business, and the fact that all these movies continuously make $1 billion is why they keep making them.
Frozen
like, we can
2.
bitch and moan. Yeah, like we can bitch and moan
How
about
dare
the
you.
quality of the films, but they make
Frozen
money.
2.
That's why they keep making
and that was
sequels.
fine.
Like we live in a world built around IP. Original movies don't
Right,
make well. That's the fact. Like even before, like every single movie is a ripoff of another one. There's nothing original in Hollywood, even from the beginning.
No,
I think the problem with this.
I agree.
Yeah, I don't think that's the problem with this movie. I don't think it's because it's a remake. I think it's because it's Cleopatra, and there's so much controversy around who she was and her ethnicity and all that. What's the point of touching that? Like, if you're maybe a smaller actress and you're trying to like get an Oscar or something, then sure. But when you're Gal Gadot or whatever, however you pronounce it,
That's
you
a
don't
lot
need
of
to.
pronunciation.
And even
Gadot.
Patty Jenkins, like Patty Jenkins is the whitest white lady
Look at those
I've
bangs.
met. So I don't think she should be touching this either. I just think it's a mistake PR wise.
As I've said, I think both of these two could be doing something better with their time. 100%. There's a million other things that they could do that they'd be perfect for. All right, moving on, because we have two more things to get to, and I think.
Wait, Joseph didn't
might
say
not-
anything.
Oh,
Yeah.
Joseph. Sorry, Joseph.
I
What
have
do
to
you
be
think?
quiet when it comes to controversial things.
Oh, sorry.
Opposite of me.
I agree with Liam that it was one time genetically attached movie. This could be for a new generation of people, but yeah, I do think that the director and the cast could be doing something better, especially the lead.
Yeah.
They could have got someone else.
Also, can I just
My
point
opinion.
something out really quickly before we move on?
Sure.
Because Joseph reminded me of this. So a lot, like all of Hollywood, even with like Exodus and stuff, they continuously cast Middle Eastern people as white, and I think this is like Gal Gadot isn't white, but she's also not really Middle Eastern, if you know what I mean. So I think this would have been better if we got a new Egyptian actress who hasn't been in anything, cast her in this. This is how you build her star. Get a co-star who's a big name.
Look,
And that's how you do it.
cannot have problems with Gal Gadot's ethnicity in this role if you do not have a problem with Gal Gadot's ethnicity as Wonder Woman.
Okay,
Oh,
but Wonder. Okay,
I had a
two
problem
things.
with that too.
Yeah, Wonder Woman
I-
is a fictional character. Okay, and I'm not
Who's
saying Gal
American.
Gadot like. Whether you have a problem with her ethnicity or not, people are gonna have a problem with her ethnicity, and people are not gonna have a problem with her ethnicity. It would be the same thing with a lesser actress of whatever descent that they choose to cast. But the fact that she is such a big star, she doesn't need to hurt her image by doing this. A
she
smaller
doesn't.
actress has nothing to lose.
But all I
Full
mean
stop.
is they're both characters are supposed to have the same, if not very, very similar ethnicities. If Gal can play one, Gal can play the other. But can't really nitpick.
But you also can't keep casting the same one Middle Eastern looking
Oh, no, you
woman
can't.
in the
You
same
can't.
thing. Like I
You
agree
can't.
with you, one can play the other, but find someone else.
I see
And
a
find
lot
someone
of
who can
people
take
who
the
are Wonder
risk.
Woman fans.
She's also in the Depth of the Nile too.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
And she can't
But
act. No offense, sorry, she can't act.
But I see a lot of people who are
Seconded.
fans of Wonder Woman
Yes,
and
she
who
can. She can
stick
act.
up
Shut
for
up.
her in Wonder Woman.
She can act
But
with
then
her eyebrows.
say
Yes,
that
I agree.
say that this is bad. Like, no.
Okay,
You
can
either
I just?
disagree with both, or you agree with both. You
I
can't
I
agree
don't
with
think
the
that's
you can't
fair
have
hypocrisy.
it
though.
both ways.
I
Do.
don't think that's fair.
I mean, I'm not hypocritical on this issue, but let's digress a little. You know, Yusuf, when you said that they should hire new actresses, I agree from the region, but look at what they did with Aladdin. She wasn't, she was half Indian, half white. I mean, they
Yeah.
couldn't find one
And I had a
Arab.
problem with that.
Yeah, no, I'm saying like
Naomi
it's a
Scott,
You
right?
know we
Bollywood
both have a
problem.
problem with that.
Well, there
We,
was someone that you will know, Sohail, who was up for that role, who was of the well, she was of Arab and she was of white ethnicity as well.
right.
But Jade Thirlwell from Little Mix, she got down to it was between her and Naomi Scott.
Hmm.
But I
But
mean,
that, like,
they were established. Do you know what I'm saying? They couldn't find one
yeah.
who was in a
Well,
local TV show or something like that.
that's
I
the
have a
problem. I think
suggestion.
Disney, sorry, Ben, I'm gonna just really say this quickly.
Go
I think
ahead. No,
Disney
go
for
ahead.
that movie was going for not ethnically correct. Like if you look at the movie, it's a very diverse cast. You got people from everywhere. I think that was their main goal with that movie. There were so many people who auditioned, and all their auditions are on YouTube. You can watch them for Jasmine, for Aladdin, etc. I think Mina Masood was a great find. The fact that he can't get any other auditions is shocking. But
He was
I
a
think
perfect
again, that's the,
Aladdin, by the way.
yeah.
I mean, he has the face.
That's the continued problem. Like they cast somebody who has worked for Disney before, who looks ethnic but is still half white and not Arab at all, and people were okay with it. And like I like the movie, but I think again on that point and a lot of the ethnic things with the film, it didn't add up.
I have
if
a
you had-
suggestion.
Not Guy Ritchie directing would have been better. Yes, go.
Oh,
It's just the actress from Extraction, Gulshifte Farhani. I think that's how you say her last name. Yeah, she's from Iran. Oh, okay.
remember,
She's
she's not
from
Arab.
Iran.
She's
Is
not
that?
Arab.
No, because I don't know. So that's not from that region, is it?
They're Middle Eastern, but they're not Arab.
They're not Arab, yeah. And
Alright,
I mean,
okay.
we can't really be like I'm not gonna be that picky.
That's too nitpicky, yeah.
That's too
But-
nitpicky.
Alright, okay.
But
But
also,
they're not
just to
like-
point
they're
out, there
not like
are whenever,
South Asian.
yeah, whenever
They're
they
different.
cast an Arab, it's always from Iran, like always, and
An
you could tell that they're
attempt was
Iranian.
made.
That yeah, like I give them full credit, go 100% go for it. But there's also a lot of talented people in Egypt, in Dubai, Saudi Arabia, wherever, right, who could get an opportunity.
Totally, 100%. It was just
Yeah.
someone who I thought of in the moment. I just googled it.
It would have
Moving
been
on.
better. I agree, Ben.
Yeah, she was very good. I'd actually like to see her get more work. As Grace Randolph said, Mystique. Number 2. So
Never gonna happen.
it should. Yeah, I know
Yeah.
it won't, but it
And
should.
Mina Masood should be Wolverine, but everybody's
No,
like
he
"Ugh,
shouldn't.
Daniel
I'm sorry.
Radcliffe.
I'm sorry.
Can you
He's-
imagine
he
the
should be
power
white.
of that?
No,
Wolverine
not
needs to be
Daniel
white.
Radcliffe.
Here's
Zac
the no.
Efron.
Shut up. No,
Daddy.
no, 100% not. The thing about Mina Masood
is
is
tiny. Mina Masood is
he's-
tiny, and Mina Masood is Canadian.
Same.
Yeah,
Those are
And
the
you-
two things that I
you
want.
have to do
from
something
my
new with
Wolverine.
Wolverine, right? You can't just
I
copy
could
Hugh
imagine him being
Jackman.
very hairy
And-
attractive. And
Okay.
sweaty.
Okay,
But
let's
also,
end it on
the
that
thing is,
note.
like 100%, you could definitely see Mina Masood with the hair and like the angry face, and he's very tiny. That's the reason I want him. He's so tiny. He's perfect.
He posted a
Anyway.
picture of himself as Wolverine, and it was just perfect. Anyway, yeah, continue.
I
We
would
got a
say
lot.
I would second that, and I'd second Gulshifte. But she's actually, I think, like in her 30s. So Marvel likes to cast in their 20s. Texas Chainsaw Massacre sequel reveals poster with 2021 theatrical release. Do we really need that?
Let me start.
I
I've never
don't
seen
care.
it. I don't care about it.
Same.
Yep.
Never mind.
And Joseph just muted, so there's your answer.
No, I said same. I said same.
And once again, an attempt was made.
Okay, well, I chose this because it's something that interests me. I would say yes, because you can tell with a project whenever it's
Pop
announced,
off, Queen.
you can tell if there's passion behind it. And initially I was skeptical, but for some reason when I saw the poster, it kind of felt like it came from a place of love. And I think when it comes to horror franchises especially, you need to have passion, drive, and also an appreciation of the franchise you're working in. I think that's what helped significantly Halloween 2018, that differentiated it from the 10 sequels previous that were, quite frankly, subpar. I think that's why we haven't had a good.
Wait.
Sorry?
You
Elsie
leave
Fisher's in this
Halloween
movie.
H2O out of this.
No, Liam, I'm a huge Halloween fan. 100. Like, it's my second
The
favorite
second
franchise
one
of all
was a
time.
disappointment. I just watched it for the first time. It was only in the hospital. People had to wait 3 years for the sequel to be in the hospital.
I love
That's
Halloween
just,
too.
I digress.
No,
Elsie
see,
Fisher's in this movie.
yes, Elsie Fisher. I know. You can.
Who's Elsie
Whoa.
Great
Fisher?
cast.
She was in
Eighth
eighth grade.
Oh, that's her.
Yeah.
Oh,
Well, look, all I'm saying is this could be very bad. There has not been a good Texas Chainsaw Massacre film since, you could argue
The
too, but I
first
will
one.
just say the original. I would say the original. So yeah, when it comes to do we really need this, I think sure, give it a shot. But moving on to, I think, something that we will all have something to say about. Oscar Isaac has been revealed to be in talks to be cast as Marvel's Moon Knight for Disney Plus. Do we really need that?
No.
Let's let Yousef
Yes.
talk first because he hasn't
Yes.
really said anything, and also he's Mr.
Yes.
Marvel. So, go.
so I agree with Grace Randolph's opinion on the segment on her video. Yes, it would have been nice to have someone of Jewish descent, but can we at least, Oscar Isaac is a great actor.
Yes, we can.
I would be happy with if he is Moon Knight. He looks like Moon Knight to me from the comics and everything.
How many times
He
are we going
does-
to
he
cast
does.
Oscar Isaac in a Marvel movie?
Yeah, he's
any
been
movie?
Apocalypse. He's been Spider-Man 2099.
He was
at
in
the
Star
end
of
Wars.
Spider-Verse.
He's in Dune. He's just in everything. Like, I'm sick of seeing. Like,
Yeah,
no
that's
offense to
that's
Oscar
my one
Isaac.
gripe. That he's
At
getting
least,
too much
at least
work.
he isn't like The Rock, though.
No, but
Thank
it's
you,
kind of
Natalia.
it's a
We
little
think
bit
that
worse
he's
than The
getting there,
Rock. It's a little bit worse than The Rock because The
No!
Rock at least Whoa.
He can act, though. Yousef.
At least okay,
Who
no,
is
hold
that?
on. The Rock makes his own movies, and like he's in maybe one big franchise, but everything else is like a Rock movie, so you don't really have to see it. Every time there's a casting list for anything, Oscar Isaac's name is on it, and it really annoys me because there's other people who would be good. You know what I mean?
Like the guy from The Invisible Man.
Yeah,
Oliver
it's
Jackson.
something Cohen.
Oliver Jackson Cohen is like
Perfect.
built to be Moon Knight. I don't
Yeah, he-
understand.
Also, Natalia in The Haunting of Hill House, the way that his character spends quite a lot of time, recovering from addiction. I know that that's not the case with Moon Knight, but he has experience playing troubled characters in facilities. And, come on.
Yeah.
Like, he's
Please see
perfect.
our Spooky review for more information on that one.
Which
Yes.
I still need to edit.
let me dive in a little for Moonlight, like Moon Knight, not Moonlight. I don't want to be ageist, right? But isn't he a little old to be playing Moon Knight? I just feel
Yes.
when I look at Oscar Isaac,
41.
I'm like, he's really old to be playing someone.
He's 41.
His
Yeah, I checked.
What?
He's 41.
well, he
That's
he
like
does
on
seem
the-
younger,
he's-
but
He's close to the brink of death in Hollywood years. Like Jesus.
that's-
Well, they cast Paul Rudd when he was like 45.
Okay, but Paul Rudd is ageless. You could tell me Paul Rudd is 19, and I'd believe you.
Paul Rudd in
Yeah, like
Ant-Man
Keanu
1
Reeves,
looks
looks
the
the
only
same
guy
age
that
as he
could
did in
survive.
Clueless.
But that's just because of the incest. Continue.
Excuse me?
Anyway, what bugs me is right. Is this right? Liam said before on Cleopatra, you can't be hypocritical, and I agree. I'm very glad that they cast a Muslim Pakistani to play Miss Marvel. I wanted that. I'm glad they got it. We don't know much of the actress, but she's an unknown, right?
Yep.
So that's a good thing. But why didn't they do the same for Moon Knight? He is Jewish, religiously and ethnicity-wise. Is Marvel going to change the character and maybe change who the father is? Like Grace Randolph, she mentioned that he has a
A
rabbi father. Yeah. So it's not like he has a Jewish father or a Jewish mother. One of his parents is a scholar, so that's very integral to the family household. So I don't know what Feige is going to do, but I'm sure he heard of criticisms, but I just don't see he go from Miss Marvel, Miss Pakistani, right off the book to Oscar Isaac from
Yeah.
Midnight. I don't see how that plays.
I feel
I
like he looked at it and thought the ethnicity side of Judaism is in his family. That's enough. He just wanted the cachet of the name.
Is that true?
And I think
I
it's
mean,
come
his
from
last name is Isaac, but I mean,
well, no, so he has done Oscar Isaac has done an interview where he did say,
He's Christian.
his mother and father were Christian, however, on his dad's side, like he's granddad
That's
or
a lot of-
great-granddad. Like,
That's a-
yeah, it's in the family.
That's like
It's
that's
not
the
in
equivalent of a
immediate
white
family.
Karen saying, "I'm 4/16th Cherokee. I can play Pocahontas."
Exactly.
Like, no.
Yeah.
But I think Kevin Feige's clung to that and went, well, no, it's in the family. I'm taking it.
No, I think that's too many
I
qualifiers.
disagree.
And I
Yeah.
can't.
But-
No, I can't. It completely reeks of hypocrisy from Disney.
Yeah.
Mhm.
We love diversity, and we definitely support it, but only when it's a risk to not support it, because there hasn't been a significant backlash to this casting, and I think that there should be. I just feel it is
The thing
incredibly
is, Moon Knight's not popular enough to get that controversy.
I know, but
Mhm.
that's the point that Ben's trying to make, is that
but
Disney's
Miss Marvel
only
wasn't
willing.
either.
Yeah, Marvel's
She's
only
not
willing to
known.
take this risk when they know people are gonna
Yeah.
destroy them.
I think they
Maybe
honestly,
it's
have
I-
that,
I'm
I
kinda
mean, I'm
happy.
not white, but I'm just thinking maybe because Feige and company are, majority white, and they thought, hey, there's no problem of a white
Oliver
person
Jackson Cohen.
who's from a Catholic background can play a Jewish person, either in ethnicity or religion.
Also, I know the character of Moon Knight is white or something, but he gets his powers from an Egyptian moon god. How many or Egyptian something god? How many movies are we gonna see where somebody gets powers from an Egyptian and is white?
It
Yeah,
does
that's
kind
the-
of reek of the
Speaking of
mummy.
it, The
and
Rock,
Yeah,
He's
it's like the
gonna get it
Mummy.
soon.
It's like Ghost in the Shell, but for a different
Oh.
ethnicity. It's like Black Adam. That's my issue with Black Adam. That no
that's
one is.
that's very interesting. Scarlett Johansson, she's Jewish. Gal Gadot is Jewish. Are there any like male actors who are in the mainstream at this moment who are Jewish?
Oliver
Daniel
Jackson
Radcliffe.
Cohen.
Find a
Shia
new
LaBeouf.
actor.
No, I mean like as a yeah, okay.
He
But I
is
mean-
new.
Okay, no,
Yeah, he's
Oliver
just-
Jackson Cohen's fine, but if Marvel's really thinking, oh, there's no one here, let's just cast Oscar Isaac, find someone new. Marvel
Yes,
has
I
made
agree.
people stars. They made Robert Downey Jr., they made Chris Evans, they made Chris
Or-
Hemsworth, they made Tom Holland, they made almost
Calm down on
everybody.
the Robert Downey Jr.
They made
Well, they
Robert
brought
Downey
him
Jr.
back.
They brought him
They
back.
brought him
Let's say
back.
that.
Yeah.
They
Yeah.
brought him
They didn't
back
make
from
him.
rehab. Oh, sorry.
They could have
Yeah.
cast like a Tatiana Maslany type, where it's the person's relatively kind of unknown but very good at everything they've done. Like you cannot say like no one really has a bad word to say about Tatiana Maslany. Like you're
Yeah.
just like, oh yeah, she's a good actress. One thing I will say about someone brought up Oscar Isaac being in everything. Oscar Isaac has been in Star Wars, X-Men. He's been in an Alex Garland sci-fi film, which is kind of like a badge of honor to a degree, well, at least from my perspective. He has been in Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. He's been in Marvel. He's been in all this type of stuff, and it's like
Did he have a
Oscar.
TV show? He had a TV show too.
Yeah, and it's like
Mr.
here's
Robot?
the thing, Oscar. If you want to keep getting hired, and you do, could you at least start in one thing that's successful? And Oscar, I love you. I think you're an amazing actor, but almost everything you've been in has been a disappointment in how it's received. Ex Machina made no money. X-Men Apocalypse, significantly poorer reception than X-Men Days of Future Past. Spider-Verse, well, it won the Oscar. It did not do that well at the box office. We all know how the sequel trilogy went. I don't think I need to get into
Moon
that.
Knight, I've always
He was almost cast as Batman, and I would have loved to have seen that. But again, he has yet to prove himself as a draw, and also Dune's going to bomb. We all know that.
I
He
mean,
has
let's
yet
be honest. If
It's
it's not
gonna look
happening,
good, but it's not gonna
maybe
be a
it's
good
not
movie.
for you.
Exactly. And that's the other point. He was almost, or not almost, but everybody was like, oh, he should be Batman. Like, how many things is he gonna be?
I've never heard this.
All of them.
Yeah,
Was
he
that
was
actually
rumored.
true?
He was like one of the
Yeah.
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 He's too old to be playing Moon Knight. Let's just be honest, right? I'm sorry if I'm being ageist, but I just have to bring it up again. Moon Knight should be at least a teen or early adult.
Or maybe they'll hire
There's no one else
someone
having
like
that
younger
role.
to play like
hot
his
off the
origin
presses.
story.
Sohail says, "Fuck the old people."
Hey, I'm fine with cast Bernie Sanders. I'll be fine. No, I'm just joking. I'm just joking.
Let's go. Yes.
Wait, I want one more thing. I want one more thing.
Yes.
Yeah, it's kind of bad that Oscar Isaac, but at the same time, the MCU doesn't have Latino representation other than Michael Pena, and they're getting Salma Hayek in Eternals. So I'm happy with Latino, even though he's not Mexican American like me. He's Guatemalan.
He's
Okay,
Guatemalan.
the
He's my
MCU also
neighbor.
And
the
Cuban.
MCU also does not have any Jewish representation. The MCU also does not
Yeah.
have any Egyptian
Robert Downey Jr. is Jewish.
representation.
Isn't he Jewish?
No, he's not.
Too many qualifiers. It's if
No,
it's
he's
like,
not.
oh yeah, my
Yeah.
uncle's best friend's cousin was Jewish, so I am too.
And
Yeah.
once again, I say, oh crap, my freaking audio. Hold on.
Is that a wrap then?
Yeah. Does anyone have anything else to say about this? Because if not,
If I
then
may-
we are finished.
If I may end on a positive note for
Please
Oscar
cast
Isaac.
Oliver Jackson Cohen.
Please cast Oliver
Yeah.
Jackson Cohen, please.
Maybe we'll get Craven the Hunter.
I have nothing
Perdóname.
against
Imagine.
Oscar.
That's the other
Perdóname,
thing. I'm so
Oscar,
sorry.
pero-
Oscar Isaac was a frontrunner for Kraven the Hunter. Literally every single part of the Marvel universe, Oscar Isaac is like, aha, I'm gonna be in that. And
Yep.
DC.
He would be
And Star Wars.
a perfect.
And shitty
I'm sorry,
indie
he would-
films. And good indie films. He's just,
I'm glad he chose
He
MCU
would be
over
a
Sony,
great
because-
Kraven the Hunter, I think.
Totally.
And Oliver Jackson Cohen would make a great Moon Knight.
He
I
would.
think I think the thing about him being Kraven the Hunter is amazing because like Kraven the Hunter being Russian, I don't feel like has the same kind of amazing impact as Moon Knight being Jewish.
If Anya Taylor-Joy can play magic, and Florence Pugh can play a Russian, and Scarlett Johansson can play a Russian, and Rachel Weisz and David Harbour,
yeah.
Yeah, but
But-
those are all white people.
Yeah. Americans
They
are
are.
basically
Like,
Russians at
switch
this
it up.
point.
If I may, I mean, I think someone under Grace's video said this comment, and I was quite peeved about it. Right? He said, "Oh, so we should have blind people play blind people for now." I'm like, that's a disability. It's not an ethnicity. You know, any ethnicity
Those are
can have a
dumb.
disability. You know what I'm saying? So
Also-
those trolls, they're going to have a problem with anything you try to tick a box with that should be, you know, I think valid. So you're going to have them, you're going to have those who are going to say, like for us, who say it should be ethnically correct, right? And then you're going to have the mass audience who really say, is it a good movie? I don't know. Am I going to pay for it? Am I going to go watch it? Do I really care about the controversy? I think that's where they look to rather than two sides that we're on.
Yeah. I mean, obviously,
Also-
the reason this keeps happening is because people don't care, right? But they should care. That's the problem.
The thing I
Yeah.
want to say is, particularly to that asshole in the comments, is that when you have someone like the girl in A Quiet Place playing her, actors can come from anywhere. They can have any skin color, any religion. I think that's the entire point. They can also have any disability. Look at Abigail Shapiro on Doom Patrol, and even Millie Shapiro in Hereditary. These are all amazing actors. They can come from anywhere. So yeah, if you have a blind character, you could, if you wanted to, cast a blind actor. There are likely blind actors out there looking for work that they can't get. So yes, 100%. If you have a character with a disability, you should try and look for someone with that disability to cast them. 100%. Jackass.
Yeah.
It really pissed me off.
On that note,
On that note,
This
yes.
has been fun.
So that is it for today, everyone. Thank you all so much for returning to talk all things film with us for season 2, and for giving us such a warm welcome back, and such a warm welcome to Sohail, who will continue to be a council member throughout the rest of the pod. Next week we will
Until
have
we
our
cut him.
yes. Next
chop
week,
me.
we will have our first special guest joining us, and we can't wait to get into that and talk all things film with our viewers. Thank you guys so much for listening. To watch a video version of the pod, be sure to subscribe to youtube.com/The Movie Lover and follow us on Twitter at The Council Pod and our Instagram at @the_Council Pod to stay updated. Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.
Go vote.
Yes, vote.
Oh hey, thanks for watching. And remember, full episodes are available wherever you get your podcasts.
With new episodes Tuesday at 9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, links in the description box.
And be sure to subscribe and hit that bell to stay caught up to date with The Council.
Boys, I'm excited.